Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Babushka Land. Today we're going to go over the first things you need when you start your survival world in Minecraft. First of all, you're going to need to collect some wood. Once you've got a few logs, make some oak planks, get a crafting table and a stick. Go ahead, place the crafting table down and make sure you get a pickaxe. You can pick up the crafting table and take it with you. And now you're on a mission to find two things. You want to get some stone and you want to get some sheep. Sheep will provide you with food as well as wool so you can make some beds. And stone will allow you to make better tools. You can find stone in exposed areas like this, or you can always dig into the dirt. Once you've got some stone, you'll definitely need an axe and a stone pickaxe. The next thing you want to do is make sure you find at least a little bit of food, first of all, and then second, you really want to get that sheep so you can have a bed. So let's go searching for a sheep. While you're looking, you might as well dig up some of this grass so that you can get some seeds, which you can then plant and make wheat with. All right, we've got one sheep. Unfortunately, this sheep is not the color I'm looking for. If you see flowers on the way, just pick them up. You might need the dye later on. You want to kill enough sheep so that you get 3 wool of the same color. In this case, I've got 3 wool, but I don't have the same color. What I can do, however, is make some dye, so I can use this light gray dye, the red dye from the flowers, yellow dye, or the blue dye. Let's do the red dye, and I can just dye this wool red. So boom, I got some red wool, and right there I've got 3 red wool. Now I can go ahead and make a bed. Alright, so the first thing is complete. Now I can sleep at night so I don't have to fight zombies. Now I definitely need to get some shelter. So to just get some basic shelter started, you can actually just dig into the ground. Make yourself a little hole like this. Go ahead, put your bed in there. Crafting table as well. And then you can simply seal it off. Right. If you have absolutely no time, once it's night, you can at least sleep in this bed and it will be morning afterwards. If you've got some time, you can always collect resources and build yourself a little house. Oh, look at that. The sun is going down. I'm gonna go to sleep right away. I've mined out a bit of stone so that I can get a furnace, and I'm just gonna pop that right here. I've also gotten a bit of wood now, so I can cook the wood and get some charcoal. I can then use this charcoal as fuel to cook meat so that I don't starve to death. Now that I'm not gonna die at night, I can actually start to build a bit of a base here. So this seems like a pretty nice area. There's not so many trees. I've already got a little basement here, so I'm just gonna take advantage of this. This little basement dwelling can now become a mine, and I'll build a little house. So that's a good little outline there. I'm just gonna fill that in and I'll put a door at the front. So once you've got yourself a little box like this, you'll pretty much be safe from mobs. The only thing you should be worried about is if you don't have a roof. Spiders could technically climb in and you haven't torched up the top of your box. Zombies will spawn on the top of it, jump down, and then get you. So I'm just gonna grab some sticks, make a ladder, pop on the top here, and I'll fill in a temporary roof. I'm gonna make sure to torch this up, and I gotta close this door and sleep. If you end up in this situation where there are monsters nearby so you can't sleep, try moving your bed into your tunnel. Oh, and also torch up your tunnel before monsters spawn in your tunnel. You can try from here, and yeah, look at that, that works. One thing I really like to do is put a pressure plate on this side of the door, so every time I go out, it automatically closes, and when I go in, it also automatically closes. That way I don't have to remember to close it myself. The nice thing about this design is that you can always add more additions to the house, make it bigger as you go along and as you need more space. So the next thing you're gonna wanna do is get a bunch of iron. And in order to do that, you can find iron in 2 ways. You can go to your mining area and just dig until you find iron. That's copper, so no, but You know, if I keep going, I'll eventually find iron down here. Or you can take a lot of torches with you and make a lot of ladders and then go into a cave system. So if I pop down here, look, we've already got some iron ore there. Nothing behind it, but we can keep looking. Oh, we've got 2 more right here. Let's try in this area. Got 2 more here. Oh, 4, 8. So now what? We're at 11 iron in total. And then that's it for this cave. You are going to run into some zombies, so be careful. Now that you've got yourself some iron, get yourself a bucket. Head over to the water. You've got enough for 2 buckets, make 2 buckets. Otherwise, just take 2 trips. Okay? Head back to your base, kind of outside of it. And you want to build yourself an infinite water source that's nearby. So that's quite practical. You can do that by putting water in the corner here and the corner here. The rest will end up as full water source blocks, so you can take infinite water out of it. And what you can do then is just build a little canal until the water ends. Grab yourself a hoe and start hoeing the soil. Then you can take the little seeds you got from breaking the grass and just plant it. And that should give you a wheat farm, which is basically infinitely expandable. So as the wheat matures, it'll drop like 2 or 3 seeds, give or take, and it'll just keep getting bigger and bigger. So you might end up building a bigger canal system, but that's good. From that point, you should probably build yourself a little fence. If you hold wheat in your hand, sheep will follow you, so you can use wheat to get sheep into fences. Once you've got at least 2 sheep, you can use wheat to make the sheep breed. Now you've got a food supply and a wool supply. And at this point, you're actually set up for success. So you've got your shelter, you've got a bed, you've got a meat farm. You're going to be able to produce more wool, which you'll need for an iron farm later on, which is probably the first thing you should build, right? So forget making iron armor, iron pickaxes, all that stuff. Use your iron to get hoppers so that you can immediately start building an iron farm. The next thing you're going to need to do is get a boat, transport some villages to an area, build an iron farm. You're going to need the wool from a bunch of beds, and yeah, once you have an iron farm, you're kind of set up to do everything you want in this game. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Bye.